What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping back on the channel. Today we got something different, something actually completely different than before, hence the voiceover. Uh, we're going to do an SWP, a small weekend project, a small project that I did over the course of the weekend or a couple of random days. Basically, these are going to be anything that if you guys wanted to copy or, take anything off of it, it could be done in matter of a couple days, a matter of a weekend. So these just don't fit the same style as the Tumblr editing and all that. So I figured I'd try something new. Let me know if you guys like it or not. Uh, hopefully, hopefully it works out because I kind of like it this way. Today's SWP-001 is going to be a oversized two-wheeled cart. We are going to make a cart for this phone booth that my dad owns. He likes to bring it around to random shows, and problem is it's extremely heavy, even for aluminum. So he drew me up some plans while he was at work, and I converted those into a 3D model in Fusion 360. We hadn't quite had plans for the wheels yet, and those gussets you see there, he hadn't quite gotten for me. What he did already have was the metal. We got more metal on the rack now for the tumbler, you can see too, but it's 2x3 angle iron, probably about quarter-inch thick. He's got two 10-inch wheels, some random axle material, and the gussets obviously weren't there yet. But here you can see me bringing in the one full stick and a short piece, and now we're gonna cut them to length. I started cutting the 6-foot pieces first, just have them, hold them in the vise and cut away. After the 6 foots, I went to the 22-inch, I believe, is the fork sticking out from the two-wheel cart. I'm sorry. From there, oh, the cross brace for the bottom. That's right. 35 inches is this cross piece. Now you can see me. I got them mounted on the workbench so I can clean off all the rust. They've been sitting in Dad's yard for a matter of years, but it's still surface rust. But you can see I opened the door. I really should have had some masks on, but it was starting to fill up. The rust, the dust, rust, fumes, all that crap was starting to fill up in the garage, and I felt pretty dumb after looking and editing this video. I look really stupid, but got the 6-foot pieces. They're long and awkward, but it's not so bad. So once we get all these cleaned up, I got them mounted to the workbench. Now I can kind of hold up and mock up the forks and which way I wanted the 3-inch to face and which way I wanted the 2. I decided to have the 2-inch face on the bottom because we know it's within a ½ inch of being exactly the right width, or it will be. So we don't need a lot of overhang on the bottom, but having that 3-inch on the top will be a stronger bond against how much weight is actually going to be at the end of the forks, especially during the initial pickup of the phone booth while it's still not on wheels. Because the plan is to have the wheels offset up, so it takes a while to actually land on them. But you see I just finished the final welds there, took the vise off, and I'm ready to go for the other side. All I did was copy the other side, nothing too special. This was part one where I realized just how big this was actually going to be. That's the 35-inch piece. My workbench is 36. I made it 3 by 2, and I'm just standing there thinking, how am I gonna hold this on my workbench? Nice, but I was able to slide out each side and clean up the other side and make it work. So I just got it in place, and clamping it down, clamping everything I can down, and I'm gonna take the tape measure. I'm just going to make sure it's all square. I'm off camera now, but you can see it kind of moving. I'm trying to pull the uprights apart, if you will. They were bowing inwards a little bit, but now I got them set to the right distance, so it's all square or within how square it actually needs to be. It's a two-wheel cart. It's nothing perfect. It doesn't really matter that much. So I'm just gonna weld in that piece. Full beads on this side. Weld up everything I can, every way I can. Off screen, I cut up the handle. This would be a 30. I think I did like 35 and a half to make up for the 1/4 inch thickness of everything. Um, it's the same as what I did before. I cut it and I mounted it to the table and then I cleaned it. But taking this off is part two where I realized just how big this actually is going to be. I guess I forgot I welded these sides off, and I'm gonna weld the tops on. That's right. Doing the top. Now you're gonna get a beautiful shot of my gorgeous hair. Look at that. But it's right here where I lift it up. I'm just like, oh, I can do the inside just standing up. That'll be super easy. And I start doing it, and I keep trying to find a different comfortable way to go about this, and I'm just thinking, this is really dumb. I can just lay it down and be super comfortable and not have sparks flying all over my hair. But same thing, full bead, and then I did the other side. So now we're gonna start the mounting for the axle and the wheels. So what we got there is just a piece of 3/4 rigid conduit attached to 6-inch pieces of that 3 by 2 angle iron. Just going to do a nice full bead on that. I was surprised how well that actually welded. It may not look good because I'm not a good welder, but it turned out quite well. And then I'm just going to copy it for the other side, or maybe not copy, slightly mirror it. But now that I got both of them made up, I'm going to decide on which way I should have had it face. I messed up the one that has the locking pin in it that doesn't allow the axle to shift out of the mounts. But I decided this is what I needed to do, so I got it there, tacked it in, and nice full beads across the way. This shot makes me realize just how well the GoPro actually handles welding. Because, you're seeing the full flash and everything, but it's not overexposing everything else. Quite good. And I just did the same thing for the other side. Copy and paste here and there. Here, we're going to mount the actual wheel and axles. So now I'm just trying to realize what order I have stuff in. I have, so we got the mount. Then you'll have a washer, wheel, washer, that piece of thin wall conduit for a spacer between the wheel, and then it's washer, wheel, washer, mount. As you can see there, I had to get a bag of concrete to hold it down because it almost fell over on me. But I got the wheels in place and just measured how big of a spacer I need. I got that within an eighth of an inch because if there's one thing I hate, it's a very sloppy two-wheel cart in the wheels. So I was not going to be the one to make one myself. Um, Now keep this in mind. I'm trying to fish some washers onto a axle, all while being next to, recently molten metal that was just been cooling down for 5 minutes. But here you can see me taking it on its maiden voyage. Nothing too special. But no, let me know how you guys like this video. If this is a style you'd like to keep up, or if we should try something else for these smaller projects, or try a different style. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Here's a couple montages, and yeah, thanks.